I got that title for one reason, because I believe that my people have been deceived on what's real and what's fake, and they ain't gonna understand until they really just look and see what it really is. But I cannot teach my people right now because I'm being fucked out my prophecy.
You mean what?
I'm being fucked out my prophecy right now.
I'm trying to save your life. Aaron, he's trying to save your life. You got this brother that's reading with so much passion to be able to have you hear the scriptures so that you can be able to comprehend the message that's being given to you. All right. That's what we out here for, Aaron. Hey, what's your name, bro?
I'm Aaron.
Aaron, nice to meet you, Aaron. Hey, you know that's a godly name right there. Hey, I just got 2 points that I really want to make, and then I give it right back to my brother.
Yeah, my name is Aaron Haley, known as Yaweh or Ayashua.
Okay, okay.
So yeah.
Right, all right. So, read that real quick.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust.
I don't know if you know it or not. I know earlier you mentioned that this book is a white man's book, right?
No, I'm not saying it's a white man's book.
So, okay, look, let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. Listen to me. Aaron, let's do it like this. Let's have a good conversation.
Yeah.
Is this a white man's book?
Well, the Holy Bible.
It's either yes or no.
No, yeah, yes and no.
No.
Yes, it is. It's a white man's book.
It's a white man's book. Okay,
but
so
what I'm going to say is.
Hold on, Aaron. Let me put my point. I asked that to go somewhere.
Yes, sir.
So you say this is a white man's book. I'll show you that that's not really the case, right? But before I get to that point, I want you to listen closely to this, because even the so-called white man, guess what their inventions have come from? It comes from science. Their knowledge is coming from studying the patterns of certain things, right? And then science is a theory until something else comes along in the equation to where now they start to go by that understanding, right? So, but watch what God says through the spirit of Timothy, right? Or through the spirit of Paul right here. Watch this. Read it again.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust.
So what was committed to Timothy's trust was the commandments, the laws, and the statutes. A principle on how the people should be governed based off of the knowledge of God. Right. The way we should walk. Meaning that adultery shouldn't be in our community, murdering. These principles, it helps make chaos order. Right? That comes from God. But with men, we escape from that order. But he says, keep that which is committed unto thy trust. Watch this, read.
Avoid profane and vain babblings.
So for one, he says, avoid profane and vain babblings, repetition of things that's going nowhere. Read.
And oppositions of science.
Oppositions of what?
Oppositions of science.
Science?
Falsely so called.
You see that? So Paul is telling Timothy to avoid the oppositions of science. Even by example, what you learn from science is completely opposing the knowledge of God.
Right.
By example, we speak about the Big Bang Theory. That's something you believe in? Right.
Big Bang Theory
is what? It's full of shit. I agree with you. You know why? Because even the white man will tell you that out of chaos you can't establish order. Right. So then how can an explosion create something of perfection? Because you're perfect. We're all made by the ideal of God, by the creation and power of God, and because of that, guess what? That's why you're perfect. Right. So now watch this. Get that right there, and then we'll go to Genesis 1:26.
The book of Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8.
Hey, so now, Aaron, listen, follow me. Science, we got to take that away from our thought process because it corrupts us. It's the opposition of something where perfection lies. Because out of God is perfection. You can't find any flaw with God. Right. Even the way he created this earth and the power and the glory of everything that you see, all that come from something that's far beyond our understanding. Right? Now watch this, read.
The book of Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8.
Watch this, read.
Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
Do you know what it means, Aaron, to be spoiled?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll help you out there. Because I don't want it to be no confusion.
Well, it ain't no
Imagine spoiled milk. Spoiled milk, is that something that's good or bad?
That's bad.
That's right. The reason why it's bad is because now it's corrupted. Now it was made for the purpose of doing something good to you, being a nourishment to you, but because of old age or whatever, being left in the sun for too long, it becomes spoiled. God's saying the same thing dealing with our spirits. Beware lest any man spoil you. Through what?
Through philosophy and vain deceit.
Through philosophy? Guess what? Astrology is philosophy. You agree with that? That's philosophy. Our people, they utilize a specific month to be able to categorize someone's personality. You follow me? That makes no sense. Because you got many different variations of people with many different life circumstances. A month does not determine that.
Right.
But through life experience and trauma, that's what helps to mold somebody to who they are. You follow me? Ain't got nothing to do with that month. But then our people, they believe that astrology is something where it holds power to.
Right.
They're destroyed in their mind with that philosophy. Don't follow that stuff. You follow me? Read.
Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
Read.
After the tradition of men.
After the tradition of men, following after men. Because us as men, without God in the equation, we're corrupted. We all have our own thought process about what we think is right. Hey Aaron, why do you think there's so much confusion and our people are not on one accord with anything? Some of us, we celebrate. You celebrating today's Labor Day?
No,
Why not? Why not?
Because I don't even know what's over there, to be honest.
Okay, so you're not, your knowledge of Labor Day is the reason why you don't celebrate because you don't know much about it.
I know about Labor Day.
Okay.
But that was mostly about the soldiers that died.
Those you?
About soldiers that died. But they don't know the true history of what Labor Day is. But I ain't.
Okay, you talking about Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Kind of like my fellow officer Toga right here.
Talking about Labor Day.
But today's Labor Day, right?
Well,
but just like you
mostly-
said, Aaron, follow me. Just like you said,
Mostly, it's not about just the soldiers. It's about a lot of people that was working hard.
That's
And
what Labor Day is about.
Yeah, that's what Labor Day is
Right.
about.
Now check this
So,
out.
you know,
Aaron, I got a question for you. Dealing with the people in the black and Hispanic community, are we still working hard labor?
yeah.
We are. Labor Day ain't got nothing to do with us. You know what? When it comes to America and it being built up, it's being built up by the same people they brought over here off of slave ships. You follow me? Labor is still happening. It's being enforced and we're being treated with harsh labor. Right? So guess what? Our idea of celebrating days like today, even that is a vain philosophy. That tradition is after men and it's corrupting our understanding on the thought process of being a servant of God. Let's finish that off.
After the tradition of men. After the rudiments of the world. And not after Christ.
So now the reason why I wanted to get to this point, because Aaron, the things that you was mentioning earlier, as you was speaking with my fellow brother here, Zerubbabel, right? You spoke about men being created from women. I want you to understand something. That thought process is off. But I don't blame you. A lot of people believe that. You know why? Because they've been taught and indoctrinated by the society. So now, even the principle alone, Aaron, or why you think this is a white man's book, that let me know that you don't really understand this Bible and its true understanding.
Right.
So now get Genesis 1:26 like I asked, read.
Bring it out.
The book of Genesis chapter 1 and verse 26.
Bring it out.
And God said, let us make man in our image.
Let us make men in what?
Let us make man in our image.
So God said, first and foremost to the man, let us make men in our image.
That's right.
Do you know what that means? That the men, they're replicating the image of the Heavenly Father.
Right.
Father, Heavenly Father. Because God, just like my brother said, is a man of war. So the Creator, the man that created this earth and that created you, the God that created this earth, He made you in His image. Follow me, read.
After our likeness. And let them have dominion over the fish of the sea.
Why do you think men, as men, we're so dominant? As men, the reason why a war happens is because you got one king that's adverse to another king.
Right.
And they're territorial. They want to take over the world. That's us as men by nature. We got that spirit from God. Because why? He's a man of war.
Right.
Aaron, you got to see something, bro. Even America, it was built by men. You follow me? It wasn't built by women. You gotta get that thought process out of your head. You've been corrupted. You can't think like that.
And a lie.
So again,
I said that's the truth and a lie. The truth
okay,
is,
tell me the lie.
well, the truth is that the world was not built by women, which is a lie. And the truth is it was built by men and women. That's why a lot of people were dying But what y'all really don't understand, back in those days when slavery was going on, which was not really too much of slavery.
Are we talking about the 1600s or what are we talking about?
We're talking about 1600s, 1700s.
Okay, okay.
See, now the thing about men, they don't understand when they're around gods. And you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie.
You said men don't understand when they're around what?
When they don't understand when they're around gods.
Around gods with an S?
Yeah, gods.
Okay.
It's not just one God, it's gods. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, me personally, like I said, my name is Yaweh, and I'm known as Yaweh Ayashua.
Why you say? Well, why is that title given to you? Because I know your parents didn't call you that.
No.
So why do you have that title?
Actually, they do, but yes, that's my name. Yeah,
Why do you have that title?
Well, pretty much.
Come up a little bit, because I can barely hear you.
Well, I got that title for one reason. Because I believe that my people have been deceived on what's real and what's fake. And they ain't going to understand until they really just look and see what it really is. But I cannot teach my people right now because I'm being fucked out my prophecy.
You being what?
I'm being fucked out my prophecy right now.
You being fucked off your prophecy.
Off of my prophecy. You
Right.
know what a prophecy is?
Right.
You know what a prophecy
Yes,
is?
sir. But you like, tell me what you
Do you
understand.
know anything about prophecy? Like prophet people? Like, okay, say if you had a prophecy with a woman and she has a zodiac sign, and she has, you got a zodiac sign, but it's only for you. So you have to learn how to use your body chakra. You got to use your mind's eye, which is called the third eye, but it's not the third eye.
Okay,
it's
Aaron.
mind's eye.
Aaron,
So
I want you to see one thing. I'm gonna help you out. You asked me a question earlier. Do I know what prophet means? I'll show you what it means. Did you find it?
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 9. That this is a rebellious people.
You know who God is talking about right here, Aaron? He said, read that part again.
That this is a rebellious people.
Who you think he's talking about right now?
Huh?
Who you think he's talking about right there?
About what?
Listen closely, bro. Open up your ears. Listen, pay attention. Read it again.
That this is a rebellious people.
Who do you think God is referring to as a rebellious?
He's talking about our people.
Who?
Our people is rebellious. They
Who?
don't think about the stuff that they're
Who?
doing.
Who?
Our people.
Who is our people?
Our people is everybody.
The whole world?
The whole world. What he means by the people, see now, this is
Okay, I'm gonna help you out. I don't want us to go on a long rant. I know you gotta go. I'm gonna respect your time.
Yeah, I got
So the rebellious people is referring to the black and Hispanic man, the black and Hispanic woman. They're rebellious because they don't follow after God's laws and principles, but they have their own thought process on what they think is right. They're rebellious towards God. That's the rebellion. Read.
Lying children.
They're lying children, very deceiving, very lying. Read.
Children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
So now, my brother also Zerubbabel earlier, he gave you a law, right? I'm gonna explain or expound more as we read. Read.
I mean, that's kind of what we got going on right now.
That this is a rebellious people. Lying children. Children that will not hear the law of the Lord. Which say to the seers.
They say to the seers, watch this.
See not.
See not, meaning whatever you're telling me that you see that's going to happen to me in the future, I don't want to hear that. Read.
And to the prophets. Prophesy not unto us right things.
You see that? So a seer and a prophet, that's the same role. So a seer is someone who foresees what's going to happen to you in the future when you do things that's outside of the commandments of God. Right. Just like a prophet. So my fellow brother right here, also Zerubbabel, he is a prophet. You know why? Because he showed you brotherly love. What was the love that he showed you? All the knowledge that you proclaim to have. You walked over here and what were you doing? You were smoking a cigarette. Even on the carton itself, it foresees your future. It tells you you're gonna have cancer, but yet you still entertain to it. So then my brother right here, he even enlightened you even further to say, guess what? That judgment, when you defile that temple, that comes from God. Right. You follow me? That's a prophet. And that's what we are here to do, to warn you, Aaron. The path that you're going to, that path is going to lead you to destruction. That's right. But bro, you got to be able to humble yourself to understand that everything that you came up here and spoke, I'll be honest with you, it's all garbage. Right. But we here to enlighten you and to show you the correct path that you should be walking. Right. We want to uplift you, but you got to humble yourself to be able to see that. We're brothers that love you. Right. That's right. Aaron, about my conversation, do you think that I love you? About my conversation?
Well, I say yeah, no.
You always say that. You always say yes, and then you say no. Right? I want one answer. Based off of your summary, Aaron, based off of your summary of you being here, all of what you observed so far, do you think that we're showing love to you by the things that we're saying?
Well, actually you are, but you're giving the information, yeah, that's cool and all.
Right, because Aaron, guess what? I'm trying to save your life. Aaron, he's trying to save your life. You got this brother that's reading with so much passion to be able to have you hear the scriptures so that you can be able to comprehend the message that's being given to you.
Right.
That's what we out here for, Aaron. But then you got to be willing to give time to us to allow us to go into this Bible and dissect it. You have doctrines that's inside of you that you're going to have to start to understand that stuff is corrupting you.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models.